Joey Walsh. I am making this video in regards to Chalene Johnson's video from her Mailbag Friday that she just posted about her rat situation that she has in her house. She said she saw a rat the size of a chihuahua, I think she said it was, and I think she caught it. But anyway, I want to just tell my rat story because I think I can honestly one-up you, Chalene, with the rat story. So I would love for it to be a short story. Unfortunately, it's not. But, you know, buckle up, get some popcorn, grab your Snuggie, because this is a story. Okay, so I'll be as fast as I can. Back in the day, I went to college in Florida. And when I first moved down to Florida, I'm from New England. When I first moved down to Florida, the first 2 years that we lived there, I had 2 roommates. We lived in a couple different apartments. The apartments down there are so cute. They're always these big complexes, and they're adorable, big community with the pond always in the middle with the water stuff coming up, and it's just adorable. Unfortunately, with apartments, they kind of frown upon a lot of parties and stuff like that. So, you know, we're in college. We have parties. That's what we do. So we moved out of an apartment and we thought, hey, let's get a house. Parties every day. So we're young. We don't know anything about renting a house. And we rented any house that we found. And we rented this house because it was adorable and because it was on the same street as a couple of the people that we knew. It was the cutest house. It was a Spanish stucco house, and it had the red roof thing. I don't know what that red roof is called, but it's very, you know, very Spanishy looking with moss, and the driveway had crushed up seashells, and it's so beachy. Loved this house. So we move into the house. One of my roommates is from here with me in Massachusetts, and my other roommate, he's from Puerto Rico. And we move in, and the first month that we're there, we noticed a couple cockroaches. So I know that in Florida, cockroaches are, you know, it's, I guess, normal to have cockroaches. And if you have a cockroach here in New England, they're usually small. And if you have them, you're a dirty birdie. It means that you do not clean, and you got these dirty cockroaches coming after the food that you leave. Down there, it's, I don't know, more accepted or whatever, I don't know. So we have a couple cockroaches. So we see a couple of them, fine. For some reason, my roommate, you know, being from Puerto Rico, he wasn't fazed by it. What's the big deal? He would grab it and throw it outside. It was nasty, but, you know, I make him wash his hands because it's E. coli. They carry around nasty stuff. So we saw a couple more and a couple more and a couple more. And at night, you'd look up at the ceiling and one would be walking over you, and they were huge. They were like this big, and you could hear their little nasty little feet running across the floor like they're like one was tap dancing. It was like in front of me, just tap dancing with a little cane and a top hat, and it was so skeeved out. And then one was like walking across the coffee table, and I was like, ew, and I grabbed a magazine and I smashed it with the magazine, and it was just like, and I was like, oh, I killed it. And then it like got up like I cracked its back. I was its chiropractor, and I was like, yeah, cool, thanks for cracking my back. And it like took off, and I was like, these are like crazy cockroaches. So we call an exterminator. The exterminator comes out with his son, and they spray the house with their cans and their hoses, and they spray the inside of the house and the outside of the house. Well, the exterminator says to me, for the next couple days, you're going to see dead cockroaches. And I was like, awesome. Dead cockroaches are cockroaches I can handle. So for the next couple of days, we saw more cockroaches, but they weren't dead. So we were like, what is going on? So one day we go out for the day. We come home at night, and there are cockroaches everywhere, all over the floor, walking up the walls, on the ceiling. We go into my friend Lisa's room, and she had a big bedroom. I don't know that it was a bedroom. We might have just made it a bedroom. And we open up her door, and she had flying ones with cockroaches that fly. And they were flying around a room, and it was a mess. We were like under attack, cockroach attack. So I call up the exterminator, and I said, what is going on? They're not dead. There's a million of them. And he says, well, let me call you right back. I'll try to find out the problem. And he calls me back, and I can't even believe that he admits this to me. But he says, I am so sorry. My son didn't put the chemical in the tank to kill the cockroaches. So I can't remember who sprayed where, if it was outside they sprayed and inside they didn't. Maybe it must have been that way, because the cockroaches were running inside the house for their lives because there were chemicals on the outside. They were running in for their lives. So anyway, he comes back, kills a cockroach. Our cockroach problem is gone, thankfully. And then now November runs around, and we leave for Thanksgiving break. We come home. My roommate Tito, he came home with us. We all come home together. We go home around Thanksgiving break. I think it's almost like about a month that you're home. You're home for a long time on Thanksgiving. So we come home. I took a train home because at the time I wouldn't fly. I was a wimp and I was afraid to fly. And I've gotten over that fear, but that's a completely different story, different video. And I took the train. And the train is, I think, 34 hours with a 4-hour bus ride from Orlando to Sarasota or something. It's something crazy like that. You're just on it forever. So we came back from Thanksgiving break. Tito and Lisa are already home because they flew, because they used their brains. I'm the idiot that gets on a train. After 36 hours of traveling, they come pick me up at the train station or the bus station or wherever, some station, and they say, we have a problem.